Guys, have you ever gone out with a friend and then the waiter is like to the friend, okay, so how are you going to pay? Cash or card? Then your friend is like, kopa metsi tu. And a tap water. Yeah, tap water. Sure. Welcome to my channel. Second video on the channel. Yes. So if you're new here, please do share, please do give this video a thumbs up, and please, like, importantly guys, this is important, please subscribe so that you can be exposed to more awesome content. But today we are going to be talking about accumulating wealth in your 20s. So we're talking about making money in your 20s, keeping money in your 20s, and growing money in your 20s. So I'm going to turn this into a series because there's just so much to talk about. So today I'm just going to give you tips on accumulating the wealth and ensuring that you're opening a platform, basically, like ensuring that you're surrounding yourself with an environment that's money oriented, right? So yes, let us get into today's video. My notes, so if I do pass like glances there, just know that I'm here, guys. I'm paying attention, I'm focused. The girl is focused. It's just that I'm passing a glance to see if I'm staying on point and I'm not rambling, because I do if you know me personally you know that I do tend to ramble. So the first thing that you need to do, guys, if you want to accumulate wealth in your 20s, and this is a very important step, is to learn about personal finance. I feel like it's such a scam to believe that you don't need to learn about personal finances in your 20s, or that you don't really need to learn about it because you've navigated saving the money that your parents gave you for like the longest time. Listen, it is different. Like, it is so different, guys. Like, it is different. You need to learn about everything from budgeting to things like saving to huge things like long-term investments in retirement annuities, all of that. So you need to kind of look at that. You need to look at personal finances, how you can learn how to navigate your finances, how you can learn how to set a budget and all of that. I was talking to a friend of mine the other time. She's from the States, and one thing that she mentioned is that we so many times we see on YouTube like little kids, not really little, but like teenagers at the age of 18 or 17 buying houses, and for us it's so weird, like, bruh. And I'm like, not that life starts in your 20s when you're in South Africa, but independence starts at that age. And she was like, for her, independence starts at such a young age because they are kind of brought into the light of personal finances. They are kind of brought into that light. They're kind of taught on it, at a certain age you must now have a job, and I'm like, in South Africa we still studying. It's very different because it also goes along our curriculums, our education systems, how they set up. For instance, in the United States you study a couple of years and stuff like that, and then you go to university and stuff, or you go to college or whatever, where it won't even take as long as it usually would in South Africa. So that's the thing, where for them they're kind of introduced to the world at a very stable and early age, whereas for us we're introduced when you're done with university and you start looking for a job. Then you're kind of introduced to the world. You're lucky enough if you're introduced in high school, if you're working part-time. There are people that I know who are in high school, guys, legit high school, and are working part-time, right? So propel yourself, put yourself ahead of your generation, ensure that you're ready to maintain the wealth that you've accumulated in your 30s by learning about personal finances now. It's so sad to see people who have like grown and find themselves lost within the financial world because they really don't know anything about it. So definitely do that for yourself. Do the most. The second step to accumulating wealth in your 20s is to establish your passive income from your active income and to make sure that you're making more passive income than you are active income. So what is passive income? So passive income, right, is the income that is made that doesn't need you to maintain it on a daily basis. So active income becomes things like having a job. You have to go to your job each and every single day. It's active. You work towards it, whether full-time, whether part-time, whether on a contract basis, whether you're a freelancer. That is an active income. You have to put in a lot of work, right, to yield result. While passive income is something like investing. You invest once or you invest each and every single month, and you don't need to check up on your investment each and every single day. You really don't need to do much when you've invested money. Like, you really don't need to do much. You don't need to do anything at all. All you need to do is sit and just pray. Just pray to God that everything in the economy goes well, So that's it. So passive income is basically investing, is basically putting your house or your apartment or whatever on Airbnb. It's doing things like drop shipping, where you literally don't need to do work. You do little to zero work. So it takes little to zero effort to make the money. You understand? So that is what passive income is. You need to make sure that you have a lot of streams of passive income, because the active income, your stream of making money can end like at any time, any day. You could lose your job, you could be retrenched, things like that. This is South Africa. We all know the complexities of living in South Africa and trying to find a job, basically. But I need to say that when you have to recruit someone, guys, let's just let's just clear this all up. When you have to recruit someone, it's no longer passive income, It's active income, because you're actively doing things to ensure that you have money at the end of the month, at the end of the week, each day, whatever. You're actively doing things. But passive income is when you legit do nothing. Like, you can just sit and money could be rolling in. So what I do as an example of passive income is I sell workbooks on Teachable, Udemy, even on my website, and that's regarded as passive income, because sure, I do the work, I create the workbook at one point, and then maybe from like time to time, as the economies change, especially with financial workbooks, as the economies change, then I'll change certain things, like don't invest in that institution anymore because that institution is just wild, it's wild, then something bad is going on. But basically that's what I do. So I'll create a workbook for that time and I'll sell it, and I'll legit just sit and see if I've made any sales. If I've made any sales, I'll get a notification from the bank that someone purchased your workbook, and that's that. Honestly, like, that's that, So that's passive income. I don't have to be actively working towards it, doing something to make sure that I do have the money at the end of the month. The third thing is to let your ideals go. Whew. This one is tough. It's tricky. It's tricky. Like, you need to let your ideals go. Like, that is a toxic relationship. Like, switch it off. You're living the life of Vuyo. You remember Vuyo, that advert? Vuyo is such a big dreamer. You're living that life on a Jesus take the wheel budget. Like, guys, I don't understand why people in their 20s have crazy ideals that try to satisfy other people. Like, that's the problem with us in our 20s. We have ideals that want to satisfy other people, even though we don't see that we're straining ourselves financially. And financial strain, it's such an awful type of strain, because financial strain can, guys, it can lead you into depression. People get depressed, people get stressed, people have forms and levels of anxiety that have not even been placed on the anxiety chart. So it's crazy, guys. Like, honestly, your ideals need to go. You need to keep your living expenses at a minimum so that they can in turn become additional surplus income. With that, you can then invest. Surplus income is the type of income where after all your deductions, the income that you get when the government has taken their money, so after the taxes, after everything, the money that you get, that's surplus income. So you need to make sure that accumulates by letting go of certain things that have become expenses. Some people have crazy expenses, like we need to go out every single month, and going out will cost us like 1,000 rand. And I'm like, what? Guys, once you turn that into surplus income, you can invest it and you can make more from that. You get me? Like, it should be a thing where you make more, not you're losing each and every single time. Like, okay, hey, this generation, like, honestly, if we're going to keep living like this, trying to satisfy other people while we know that we are legit dying inside, it's going to kill us later in the end, when some people will be reaping the harvest of what they've sowed. And then you look at those people and then you're like, yo, what was I doing? Guys, these people that you are aspiring to look like on the socials are renting stuff. Like, they are renting cars. I can tell you of a guy that I met who was a forex trader, right, in Durban. And he legit told us that we rent stuff and then we come to you with rented stuff. And then after that whole, education series or whatever that we did at that moment to educate you on forex and investing and all of that and trading, we take the rental back. Like, we take the rental back, We can tell you that we spent the whole weekend at Hilton when we clocked in the same time you clocked in, and we just looked like, we just woke up from the Hilton premises, So rentals aren't cute if you can't afford them. Living way, way, way above your means isn't cute. Like, act your budget. Like, guys, what's wrong? Act your budget. You know how people say act your age? Act your budget. And the last thing, but which is the most important thing, and this is where my story time is going to come in, is for you to basically cultivate a healthy money environment. Money thrives where money feels like it can thrive. There has to be soil for money. When you're planting things, right? There has to be proper soil. You need to make sure that the soil is good. The environment to plant in is good so that your products can yield harvest at the end of the day. Find good mentors. Like, that's the thing. Like, you're so young, guys. Like, you're so young. People have passed through this. You need an experienced person to help you out. A person who's passed through all of this, who can tell you that, hey, yeah, that's a scam. Hey, yeah, that's not gonna work. Or that could work. Take the risk, take the plunge, go for it, Financial advisors don't bite. Like, they really don't bite. Find a good, reputable financial advisor, because everyone is claiming to be a financial advisor these days. Like, yeah, wild. But find a good financial advisor in your area. Ask them to advise you, before you make big money moves, or even the little money moves, because the little become big. It's like a snowball effect. Little by little by little by little, and it becomes a huge snowball at the end of the day. Change your philosophy when it comes to money, right? Let your lifestyle respect your budget. Let your lifestyle respect your money, not the other way around. Don't let your money respect your lifestyle, okay? Because money is tricky, love. Money is tricky. Money can embarrass you. Desire financial freedom for yourself. That's the one thing that you need to do, to desire financial freedom for yourself. I can tell you to invest. I can tell you to do this. I can tell you to do that, to save. I can tell you to learn about personal finances. But at the end of the day, you need to cultivate an environment that is beneficial for money to thrive. You need to desire financial freedom for yourself. Like, you need to want it. Like, I want to be wealthy. I want to create generational wealth, you know? Maximize your potential and let it build for you. You know, one of the things about me is I always maximize my potential. If I see that I've got potential to do something, I'm definitely going to do it, and I'm going to let it make money for me, you know? I'm definitely going to make it make money for me. I want it to make money for me. So you need to do that. You need to maximize your potential. You need to let your potential work on your behalf. What are you good at? If you're good at taking photos, then go for a course. You know, you can go on Udemy. You can get it free on Udemy, on Teachable, and Coursera, all of that. You don't need to enroll at a school. You can enroll in these online courses, which are much more cheaper, much more efficient, you know, and you can go for that, you know. Go for your potential. Look at what you can possibly do and do the most. Whoo! The last one is gonna poke some people the wrong way, but friends, yo guys, yo friends, yo mdase kaya, friends, guys. Have you ever gone out with a friend and then the waiter is like to the friend, okay, so how are you going to pay, cash or card? Then your friend is like, kopa metsi tu, and a tap water. Yeah, tap water. Sure, guys. So guys, story. So woo. I don't wanna laugh. So there was this one time, guys, where a group of friends, like a group of my friends, we went out, right? We went out and we planned this trip for the longest time. Guys, I think we legit planned the trip for like 3 months, right? We planned the trip for 3 months and we were like, guys, this is the itinerary. This is what's going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, the thing is with me, guys, I do practice what I preach. I do set up a budget. So I have a budget. Like, I've done this since I think I was in university. Back when I was in UKZN, I did this. Like, budget, guys. Budget. Like, I set a budget. If I felt like, you know, I can't do this because it's going to strain my budget, I didn't do it at all. I didn't even attempt to, you know. So cool, right? So we go out, nice time. So we took a package deal. And that package deal kind of included a lot of things. It included biking around the city. It also included a hot air balloon ride. And it also included go-karting, I remember. And then we ate at a restaurant that partnered up with that package, right? So you pay like your deposit, right? Then you come and do everything, and then you pay for everything, you know, for the final fee afterwards, right? So guys, we are having fun. It's fun. It's all fun and games and stuff like that. So we go eat, and then after eating, the host, he says, okay guys, you're not gonna pay here at the restaurant, you're going to pay us the final fee. So you're like, okay, no problem, yes, of course. That one friend, Jesus, that one friend, gold, Farah gold, that one friend. So this one friend of ours is like, you guys, No, I'm lying. She came to me because Pearl is such a nice person, and because like the girls that I was with, my friends, are very strict. Like, they will legit shout at you and say that you knew about this, why didn't you tell us? But they will shout at you. They're not gonna say nice like me. Like, you knew about this. Why didn't you, why didn't you say that you couldn't cough out the final amount or whatever? Guys, so this girl, right? This girl is like to me, Pearl, I need your help. I do not have the final amount. So I'm like, you don't have the final amount? So she's like, yes. I figured that since I paid the deposit, I should just come, Whew, guys. Whew, this type of reasoning. But it's true. I think I would also do the same. Like, since I paid the deposit, why don't I just come? But, that type of reasoning is flawed because you could get your deposit back. And the guy did tell us, the host said, you can get your deposit back if one of you decides to, But if all of you decide to cancel the trip, then you're not going to get your whole deposit back, right? That's what he told us. But if one person decides to cancel their part of the package, they can get their full deposit back. Cool. So I'm like, this girl heard that, and we explained it because me and this other friend of mine were planning. Me and the other friend of mine, Kanya, were planning, Hey, guys, yo, Jesus. so, do you know what this girl did? She's like, Pearl, I'm sorry, I can't pay the fee, blah, 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 blah. I kind of need your help, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, the thing is, right, I have a daily limit on my card, right? And I've said, the thing is, I was using my business account. I wasn't using my personal account. If you have a business account with Nedbank, I think some of you may know that you are given a personal banker. So I was given a personal banker, right? And one of the things that we set out, like with my personal banker, we talk about everything, and I built a healthy relationship with her so that she can know that if a transaction happens that's kind of fishy, she must block it, If something happens, this and this and this and that. So anyway, so I'm like to her, I've kind of set up a daily limit, and it's with regards to my daily limit, right? I can only, like, if I can reverse it, but it will only be reversible, like, on all platforms, like Speed Point and whatever, in 24 hours. So that is mine. So I kind of like that because it allows me to not make impulsive decisions, that even if I reverse it, I still cannot pay. It's still going to decline. So I try to explain it. She's not getting it. She's like, but can't you reverse it on your phone? I'm like, girl, I can, but this is what's going to happen, ish. So she later gets it, and she's like to me, so what are we going to do? You're asking me. Like, you're asking me what we are going to do. Yo. So she asked me, like, okay, so what are we going to do? I'm like, you know what? I can cough in a portion of the money, and some of our friends can cover in the portion. She's like, I don't want to tell them. And I'm like, if you don't want to tell them, that you're going to have to cover up the money. So she's like, okay, fine. Right? So I'm the one who breaks the news to my friends because I know how my friends get. So I break the news, and I'm like really calm, and I'm like, guys, so this is what's happening. Oh my gosh, did the girls not lose it? Did the girls not lose it? They were about to strangle a person. Hey, guys. Nelly Tibang. Did the girls not lose it? They lost it. They lost their minds. They lost their senses. They lost everything. They were going at her, and I was like, guys, this is not the time to shout at her, because shouting at her will legit do nothing for us, Let's just, So this girl, as they busy shouting at her, she keeps quiet. She's quiet the whole time. Like, she's quiet. She doesn't say anything. She's just quiet. She's just letting everything unfold. And in my right mind, I'm like, she's quiet because she knows that she's wrong, and she doesn't want to say anything to trigger anyone, That's what I'm thinking. Okay, Pearl, that's what you're thinking. So this girl is like to us, thank you guys for doing this. You guys didn't have to do it. My one friend was like, there's no way we didn't have to do it. We had to do it. You understand? Like, My friends are very stern, guys, and very opinionated, just like me, but they are much more stern, you know? And they're like, what do you mean we didn't have to do it? We had to do it because you were going to point us out as liars in front of these people, you know, as what's this? As if we're inadequate of making good financial decisions. Hey, my friends, guys, you as if we are incompetent. Like, they kept just dishing out those words. I'm like, guys, let's all relax, right? So the girl is like, I'll pay you guys the money in a week. Cool. Next day, guys, like, next day. Trip was today, next day. How? She's like, guys, she sends us the proof of payment. Like, guys, she says, I've kinda transferred the money. So this triggers my friends. Like, where do you get the money suddenly if you said you're gonna get it in a week, right? So she's like, no, I made a plan. So me, because I'm very level-headed, I was like, friend, I'm not gonna say her name. I was like, friend, how did you make the plan? You know, did you ask for money from an illegal source? You know, like Mashonisa, did you ask for money? Did you borrow money somewhere else? And she just said to me, I made a plan. Full stop. We texting. She's like, I made a plan. So I'm like, what's up with the attitude, you know, guys? Let me tell you what this girl did. This girl, she's like, yeah, I've paid you all your money. She goes to the group chat. She's like, I've paid you all your money. I hope it reflects. If it doesn't reflect, just make me aware, right? Make me aware. So, we like a few days in, we kind of tell her that it's reflected. Like, you know, I'm like, my money reflected first, I remember. So I'm like, it reflected. She's like, she sends a thumbs up. So the others tell her, you know, thumbs up. After everyone has said that their money has reflected, she's like, she sends a message. She's like, thank you guys for making a big deal out of helping me when I was in need. You guys are awesome friends. Guys, I felt so attacked. Like, I felt like, hey, bro, I was so nice to you. She changes the title of the group chat. She's like, broke B word. So, broke B word. And then she left the group chat. She left the group chat. She blocked us. She blocked us on all social media accounts, or Facebook, or Twitter, or bona man, or WhatsApp, or phone. Or phone la gaitsene. Me alore blockile. Like, she blocked us everywhere. She didn't want to talk to us, all because of bad financial decisions made with people who knew about the importance of cultivating a healthy money environment. You understand? Like, my friends are the type of people who tell you that I can lend you money, but I cannot lend you over this and that because I do not have the capacity to do it. Guys, were we not ambushed and called broke B words? Ambushed, called broke B words. She left the group chat. She deleted us. We haven't seen, I saw her once after that whole thing. I think it was this year I saw her. And, you know, I just kind of acted bougie towards her. Because I felt like I was very nice. But she just decided to be the person that she was. So, guys, basically, what that tells you is that a lot of people who are in your circle are budgeting. Just because you're not doing it doesn't mean that other people aren't doing it. Some people legit have savings accounts that they do not withdraw money from. Like, even if it's an emergency that, you know what, is controllable, they don't withdraw money from those savings accounts. So that's how people cultivate healthy environments. And they keep the same people around them for that reason. So I felt like she felt like we didn't want to lend her the money, and that wasn't the case. Like, that wasn't the case. It's just that, you know, a lot of us budget. Like among my friends, a lot of my friends budget for things. Most of my friends work, and most of them also pay their studies. You understand? They work, they pay their studies. They do have passive and active income. Some only have active income because they legit do not have the means to start with passive income. You understand? So I feel like those are the type of things that you should think about, especially when you're cultivating a healthy money environment. Think about your friends, guys. Think about that. Have a sit down with your friends, like, guys, I'm changing my spending habits. I'm changing my living habits. I'm changing my lifestyle habits. I no longer can do this the way I used to do it, you know? And just, you know what, guys, like it should just be healthy. Like, avoid toxicity in any way, because such friends are very toxic, especially for your money, especially for your budget, especially for your plans, especially for your wealth accumulation. They are very toxic. Like, people who always tell you that, no, we're going out, we're going out, we're going out, we're going out, but like, yeah, we spending so much, but what's coming in? You understand? Like, what's coming in? We're doing so much spending, but what is coming in? But basically, you guys, that's it for today's video and today's story time. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you can take a few pointers from this, you know, take it and apply it in your life, whether you're in your 20s or whether in your 30s. As I said, I'll make this a series. So next time I'll actually speak about where to invest, how to invest, where to save, type of savings accounts, and types of savings that you can go for, and all of that. And we'll talk about this and we'll get more into it. And I'll always have a story time, because I always have a story time. I always have one. So whether it's from me or from you guys, you can share your story times down in the comments. If you want it to be anonymous, you can send me an email or you can hit me up on my social media platforms. Please do note that I am not on Facebook Messenger. I kind of logged in recently and I saw a lot of people from Facebook Messenger were sending me stuff with regards to the podcast and all of that, and I'm not there. Like, I'm really not there. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. This will also turn into a podcast, so it will be available on Spotify, on my podcast, which goes along the same name, String Along with Pearl. And do make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Please do share with your friends, and more than anything, please do subscribe and click that notification bell so you can be notified when I post next. On to the next String Along with